ridiculous diarrhea. And I'm talking about explosive diarrhea. That shit's gonna be all over the damn place.
I've had rocketing diarrhea.
From meat. That's
From all meat, yeah.
You might notice diarrhea. That's like a common thing in both the keto and carnivore communities to warn people to never trust a fart when you're starting keto or carnivore.
That actually stained the toilet bowl like if it was turmeric.
Zero gas, zero bloating. I fart twice a day. At a time of my own choosing, by the way.
I don't know about you, but I seriously don't fart on the carnivore diet. I don't feel like I've really farted. I don't think I did on keto or GAPS either.
I'll tell you one thing. I do not trust my butthole at all. When I feel a fart coming on, I'm like, oh, this could be a disaster.
When I think about it, I'm nauseous quite a bit. Not all the time, not after every meal, but sometimes I eat too much and then I'm queasy. I'm just queasy. My stomach, it doesn't feel right. It's like all this gross shit in my belly. It's like it's gross. And I've had food poisoning 3 times already in 5 weeks. Like, this is a nightmare diet for anybody, it feels like. I mean, the amount of times I had food poisoning as a vegan in the 10 years was like 0. I don't remember ever having it.
As far as the bathroom issues, once you adapt, you shit pretty regularly. I mean, I go every maybe 2 days or maybe 3 days. It's a regular shit. I don't force it; just comes out by itself. Yeah, I know that's a little too much info, but fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna take this damn shit.
The other one was digestive issues. And so what I tend to see is people who begin their adaptation phase might experience gas, bloating, diarrhea, like loose stools, brain fog, like just nausea in general. And this could be quite a few different things. Maybe their ratios of fat to protein are off. Maybe they're consuming way too much fat, not enough protein, or vice versa. So it helps to play with the levels. I like to be around 25% protein, 75% fat. The main source of my calories are coming from, I'd say, like beef fat, organ meats, and then I eat maybe like a ½ pound of beef a day. And so that's what works best for me.
Oh, bathroom, personal, right? You can become very constipated, or you can become the opposite, where you just have ridiculous diarrhea. And I'm talking about explosive diarrhea. That shit's gonna be all over the damn place. It ain't pretty. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The thing that I found to help most with that is digestive enzymes. I use this shit until you adapt, then get off that shit. If you are going on to the carnivore diet, alright? So I'm glad I did that shit.
Your gut microbiome is like shifting majorly because all these bacteria in your digestive tract within the, well, hopefully they're not really so much in the small intestine, but mostly in the colon, they're going to be dying off and they're going to be leaving your body because they no longer have a source of food, which is coming from the fiber. And so as these bacteria leave your body and they die off and starve to death, there's going to be some uncomfortable sensations. There might be some signals to eat carbohydrates as these things die off. So,
Zero gas, zero bloating. I fart twice a day. At a time of my own choosing, by the way. I choose when it happens. Like, if there's nothing happening. And you could say, all your good bacteria are dead. You have a lifeless sack of crabs down there, and that's why you have no gas. Maybe, but it sure feels nice to not have a colon that's sensitive, asking it to do this all day. It's like, ow, fuck. Right now, I'm just asking it to try to slowly push that meat poo through me. That's its only task. Once a day, just try to get that out.
people can have some pretty intense reactions. I know I definitely had some like stomach cramping, some diarrhea, some uncomfortability for like the first couple weeks. And I watched my, one of my best friends go through a much more challenging adaptation phase. But now he's doing extremely well. But the first 30 days were just really intense. So it's really common. I wouldn't be too scared if you got some cramps and some digestion issues. There's just like major changes going on.
I don't know about you, but I seriously don't fart on the carnivore diet. I don't feel like I've really farted. I don't think I did on keto or GAPS either. I think it's really just the grains that make me do that. And I imagine that's like individual to my gut flora. I've noticed that since my man's been on keto, way less gas. And my kids as well, much to their dismay, because them making loud farts is like the highlight of their life. You might notice diarrhea. That's like a common thing in both the keto and carnivore communities to warn people to never trust a fart when you're starting keto or carnivore. And a lot of that's because your body just hasn't built up a system to be digesting all that fat. And so you need both the stomach acid part and the bile from the liver part. A lot of people are able to use ox bile, and I think I'll link to it down below. There's a stomach acid supplement, and I know a lot of you guys have had experience with that I usually don't recommend a ton of supplements, but that's kind of something you can use as a crutch as you're getting your body used to eating this biologically appropriate diet that you're gonna feel good on. You need to make sure that you can help it catch up. Just like if you broke your leg, you would use crutches and you'd use a cast until that leg has healed. As you're starting a high fat, higher maybe protein, very low carb diet, then you might need to use something to help your stomach acid raise. Apple cider vinegar is another thing that you can use. I'm not sure because that is a higher pH than your stomach acid, so that would actually neutralize it. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I do know that people have had success taking apple cider vinegar.
What?
Other pooping problems, stinky poops. This can be the gut flora thing that we just talked about, or your poop can stink. And it's just like your body, like I said, it has an awesome detoxification system. So if it makes too much of something, it gets rid of it. And so if your poop, like you just started keto or you just started carnivore and your poop's super stinky, it could be just ketones. Not a big deal. It'll go away.
I've had strange bowel movements. The last time I had something like this happen to me was during a major detox where I went 3 days without food or water, and my body expulsed, I guess that's the word, and my body produced, I believe, my liver produced yellow bile that actually stained the toilet bowl like if it was turmeric. You know, if you've ever manipulated turmeric in the kitchen, if it touches anything, it's gonna stain. Well, it was a little bit like that. And so during that dry fast, I experienced this, and I just experienced this yesterday. So it looks like I'm having a really strong detox, which raises the question, you know, I'd love to know if the carnivore diet is as detoxifying as it is nourishing, or is it more nourishing than it is detoxifying? Is it both? Is it both at the same time? Is it first detox, then nourishment? I'm really curious to find out all these answers, which we may never find out, but we'll see.
I mean, I'm eating a lot of fat. I'm eating bacon with all these wild game dishes, everything I eat bacon with, because I need fat. And then I'm cooking everything in beef tallow.
Wow.
And then I'm getting like fatty meat too.
No butter or anything?
I'm using butter.
Okay.
I've had rocketing diarrhea.
From meat? That's
From all meat, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I do not trust my butthole. When I feel a fart coming on, I'm like, oh, this could be a disaster. I've had rocketing diarrhea.
From meat? That's
From all meat, yeah.
All right, y'all know what time it is. Red pill vegan. Next.